Hey guys, Prangell Gaming here, and today I'm going to be giving you a Millwall analysis video. Now today's Millwall analysis video is Millwall versus Burton. Now first, before we get into the actual analysis of what happened, I do really apologise for not being able to upload the video yesterday. I've had a lot happening, a lot of noise has been going on in my house, and obviously today I was out. I would have put this video up a lot earlier if I was in to be able to do so, but now I have got the time, I can make the video for you. And all I can say is I am really sorry I wasn't able to put this video out a lot earlier, because usually I do upload it on the Tuesday if there are two games. Now, can I just say, this game wasn't actually written in the script at all. You wouldn't have expected Millwall to go and have beaten Burton, the team that are top of the table, and we did it on TV. How about that? It was absolutely brilliant. I went to the game. Unfortunately, I was 3 minutes late, but I didn't miss any of the early goals. We did obviously score all our goals in the first half. Now enough about that, and let's actually get into what happened in this game. Now let's actually start with the first Millwall goal, and it was scored by Aidan O'Brien, and I've got to say, finally he's managed to put the ball in the back of the net. He's been a bit of a player that's been a bit too relaxed recently. He's been a bit of the off track, where he was scoring a lot of goals at the beginning of the season. I mean, he had an informed card on FIFA for scoring a hat-trick against Crewe Alexandra. I mean, I know that was a long time ago, but still, he scored 3 goals. He should be able to do it again, and he just didn't for such a long time since he had his new contract. Now, the ball was blasted over the top for Lee Gregory to run onto it, and Gregory does this really well. He's a really underrated striker, because he'll just run and run and run, and obviously he did run onto the ball. He got in behind, he held the ball up perfectly, waiting for a run of a player, and of course Aidan O'Brien was the player to run in. He then slotted the ball to Aidan O'Brien, and O'Brien, on the first touch, he shot that ball when he was just inside the area, and it went straight in the back of the net. It was a fantastic goal, and I was really shocked when it went in. I was really surprised that we took the lead. I would have expected Burton to have scored, and it'd been a really hard game for Millwall to get into from there, but obviously we did score, and then Millwall then went on to score again, as the ball was then played over the top for Lee Gregory, as it was booted by Sean Williams, a player that does this a lot for Millwall. Obviously, he's going to have his bad moments, but most of the games that I've watched, when he gets the assist, it's booting the ball over the top for Gregory to run onto it. And Williams, I know not many fans actually like Sean Williams, but I once didn't think that Sean Williams was the best player in his position. I actually think that he definitely should be in the team a lot more than he's actually getting at the moment. And I think it's good that Abdu's gone out on international duty, because Williams might be able to get more game time and show that he's the real deal, because he is a phenomenal player and truly underrated in this squad. But anyway, the ball was played over the top for Gregory to run onto it. Gregory then touched it, and McLaughlin decided, as the ball was coming in, that he would run out of his box and try and get the ball before Gregory could actually get to it. And now what happened here was Gregory then tapped the ball to the side of McLaughlin, and obviously had the simple task of putting the ball in the back of the net and making it 2-0. And of course he did it and made it look very easily. And I love Lee Gregory's goal scoring celebrations. It's new every single week, and I've got to say, I can't wait for him to score 20 goals, which I believe he can do. If any striker can, obviously he will. Now, I think he will challenge for the top goal scorer in the league, but he does need to score a hat-trick in one of the games upcoming. Who knows, we have got Colchester coming up. Hopefully, he will get another goal. Now, the next chance came for Aidan O'Brien, as he had the ball out wide. He then crossed the ball in for Lee Gregory to get his head onto it, and he actually did, but the ball went over the bar. It's so unlucky, but these things do happen. Now, into the second half, Millwall actually came close with a set piece. I know, with a set piece, how about that? That doesn't happen too often. The ball came in from the free kick, it entered the box, and then met perfectly with Steve Morrison's head. And it almost went into the back of the net, but it just went wide. And before it was going wide, Aidan O'Brien did try and get across to header the ball into the back of the net. And all he needed to do was touch the ball. All a player in a Millwall shirt needed to do was touch the ball, and they would have made it 3-0. It's so frustrating, but beggars can't be choosers. 2 goals is enough in the game, especially if you do go on to beat the league leaders. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the little rough and tumble between Beavers and a Burton Albion player. Obviously, Beavers made a controversial challenge. It wasn't a terrible challenge. He did kind of get the player, though. The player then lashed out, and then Beavers obviously got more involved and lashed back at him. And before you know it, most of the team members for both sides were getting involved, and I've got to have a little bit of a complaint here. The referee really didn't have any control over this game, and I do think that he could have really caused a fight for both teams, because Millwall are known for being very passionate about the game when they get involved. I guess they don't call us Lions for no reason. Anyway, now what happened after that was a clear, definite free kick. Now, you may say now this incident could have been a penalty. Now, this actually was the Gregory problem, where he fell in the box, but he was tackled outside the box. And unfortunately, he was brought down eventually. It took him a while because he's an honest player and likes to stay on his feet. And because he likes to stay on his feet, we didn't get the free kick. And players that are so honest, like Lee Gregory, don't get much. I mean, you have to dive nowadays to actually get penalties or free kicks. It's ridiculous. I remember when football was a more interesting game where it would be really hard to actually get penalties, and they would be genuine chances where the player had been taken out of the game. Now, that was all that happened in the game, but what about the key players for each team? Well, for Millwall, hear me out here, I'm going to have to go with Chris Taylor. Taylor isn't a defender, however, he was winning the ball back so much, and I really didn't notice this till later on in the game where my dad actually pointed this out to me. And he does stand off the attackers a bit too much, but he's been in the squad for not that long. I mean, he's only played 3 games, well, 2 and a bit, because he came on as a sub against Bradford. And I really do think that he is fantastic. A player that can defend, unlike Fred, obviously. I do love a right midfielder that can defend a ball and obviously get an attack. Let's not forget that Taylor is a fantastic attacker. He did score in his first game against Sheffield United. Whether it had been a fluke or not, he is still a good attacking player, and you can clearly see the progression of Taylor since he has had that first game in a Millwall shirt, and I do think he wants to stay further than his loan spell, and I would be very happy for him to actually stay at the club longer. We do need a right midfielder with experience who can defend and obviously create chances, which is a lot against Fred, obviously. Now, for Burton Albion, I'm going to have to say their key player was Akins. He is probably Burton's best chance of scoring goals. And I'm going to be honest, I've watched him play before. He's a phenomenal attacking player because of his pace, his height and his power. Now, all he had to do was pick up the ball and run because he's so quick and powerful that he could get in through the defence. And thankfully, they didn't really have too many key chances here. But if they did, I do think Akins would have been one of the players to score. Now, Millwall's next game is away from home against Colchester. They are struggling at the moment, and I do think this is the type of game where Millwall could slip up because we do tend to mess up against the teams that are weaker in the league. Obviously, Crewe Alexandra with the draw. But anything could happen. As I said, Gregory needs to score a hat-trick. Maybe he could get one. Who knows? So anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this Millwall analysis video. Like, comment, subscribe, and of course stay tuned for more Millwall analysis videos. Goodbye.